Good to be with you at 8 o'clock. I'm Zach Lajoie. A busy morning in Houston and around the country. We'll get to those stories throughout the hour. But first, I want to start with an important conversation that impacts us all. Mental health. We all have it, but often we don't talk about it until our mental health is not well. This morning, we are talking about a serious topic, a harsh reality for many: suicide prevention and awareness. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. are diagnosed with a mental illness each year, yet only half receive treatment. Next month marks Mental Health Awareness Month, and to kick things off, the Harris Center's Zero Suicide team is hosting an art gala to empower mental health advocates and survivors. Tiffany Bittner with the Harris Center is here this morning to talk more about the work being done. Tiffany, good morning.
Good morning.
As we just said, the need is great. Only half of adults who are diagnosed with a mental illness actually receive treatment, seek treatment. Is it because of access? What are the barriers?
You know, that's a great question. There's several barriers, and unfortunately, one of the bigger barriers that we still face is the stigma around having a mental health condition. Many people don't want to, speak out. We have people that are in different jobs and different career paths that are worried that it will impact their career path. You also have things like access, where in your more rural areas, you may not have as many providers that people can get to in an easy way. So when you look across the spectrum, there's so many different reasons, and that's one of the things that we're really trying to do at the Harris Center, is to break down those barriers so that more people will come in and get that treatment. Yeah,
and ensure those concerns don't pop up in the future. You know, I never thought, when you talk about different occupations and jobs, that is a major concern. You think of pilots, you think of medical staff. You know, the last thing you want is for that career to be jeopardized, just for being honest with who you are, where you're at in life. Having conversations like this can go so far, because it is eradicating that stigma associated with mental health and the negative effects that come with it. With that said, what resources do you have, the efforts, the work that you're doing to help Houstonians experiencing a mental health crisis?
Sure. So here in Harris County, the Harris Center is the local mental health authority for Harris County. We have a number of different resources. Obviously, for crisis, we have that 988 national crisis line that's answered locally, right here in your own backyard. We also have our own crisis line for the Harris Center. But some of the resources that we can offer the community, we have mobile crisis teams, where if you have a family member or you yourself are in crisis, we will come to you in that moment to ensure your safety. We have outpatient services. We have substance use disorder services. We've got emergency services that you can take your loved one to. We have over 80 different locations within the Houston area, so we really are trying to get to each one of those areas to increase that access. We have some integrated care going on as well, where we have some primary care going on, and we can get you both things at one time. So there's a lot of different resources, and we're trying to grow those. The more we can, and the more where we can see the need specifically, we're really trying to meet that need. We recently got a mobile wellness van as well, so we can actually go to the community and help support them.
Yeah, that really is incredible. And just underscoring again, I don't think we can do this enough. Talking about people who think that they might need help or are in need of help, and recognize it. It's okay. It's okay to admit that you need help. Help exists. You might have to look beyond that nuclear environment, but there are so many resources available to folks.
Yeah, there really are, and you hit the nail right on the head. It's okay to not be okay. There's so many of us that struggle in our daily lives, but we keep it inside because of that stigma. We don't want people to know that we're not okay. And we really want to break those walls down, and we want people to know that it is very normal to have a bad day. It's very normal to have some of these feelings, and in seeking help can get you back on that road to wellness and happiness much quicker.
Yeah, and commending those who reach out for help is also important to recognize that, and to let folks know that is what we want people to do when you are not okay. Let's talk about the second annual Hope Extravaganza Art Show. What is it? Tell us all about it. I'm participating in it this year.
Yes,
I'm
we're
very
so
excited, but you need to tell me my role. What are the expectations?
Here's your job description.
Okay.
No, we're super excited. So this is the second year we're doing this. We've really made it a lot bigger this year than last year. To be quite frank with you, last year it was one of those sitting at your desk kind of, oh, we should do this moments.
Yeah.
And I have an incredible program assistant named Leslie Hooper who really took this on and made it her baby. And what we have done is there is also a Texas mental health creative arts contest that goes on simultaneously. And we want to break down barriers for our clients. We want them to be able to participate in things regardless of access to supplies or how to get something submitted online. And so what this is we have put out to our clients, hey, we know that art is a form of coping. It is something that can be very therapeutic in a dark time. And we are saying, what kind of art do you want to do? We will get you the supplies to do it. We will get you entered into the Texas contest, and we want to have our own contest. So this year we have our art show coming up, and we'll have over 60 pieces of art there that are all done by Harris Center clients or staff. And we will be having some really great guest judges to help us determine our own winners, and then there's also the contest as well. The best part is a lot of this art has been donated back to the Harris Center so that we will have a silent auction and we can raise money for further suicide prevention measures. So super, super excited about what's to come with it.
Very important. I'm looking at the images that we have, the video that we just showed, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to they're all beautiful. They're all so incredibly done.
Well, and the cool thing about art is that, you know, when you use it as a form of coping, you don't have to be an artist. It is so...
and you don't have to justify it, right?
No,
it's expressive in that
correct.
This is how you feel, and nobody else can judge that.
Right. It is one of those things that this is my feelings on paper, and when I can't get them out verbally, I'm going to put them there for you, whether it's poetry, whether it's photography, whether it's painting or drawing. It's an outlet for those emotions that we may not understand how to express, and it's my ability to say, this is how I feel about it, you know?
I love that. I love that. What is your goal for the artist, but also people who are perusing the art? What do you want both those groups to take away from this opportunity?
You know, I will say for those that are viewing the art, I really want people to understand that, again, going back to that stigma piece, when you think about people who may have a mental health concern or may struggle with suicidal thoughts, these are people with incredible talents, and these are everyday, just wonderful people, and looking at that and knowing that this is how they've been able to express themselves, and these are real feelings, and really getting that from that artwork. For those that are actually the artists in it, we want them to have hope. We want them to be able to see that even in your darkest days, you are amazing. And all of these people have come here to say, wow, like, look at what you've accomplished. And we want them to be able to express that however they want. We actually have the artists, they're welcome to come and be there with their artwork so they can talk to people about it and tell them kind of what they were feeling when they created it. So we really want them to have that renewed sense of hope and understand that they have support and they are worthy and they are incredible people, even in your darkest hour, that you have so much support that you may not even realize you have. It is there.
And I'm sure this is just another layer to that healing journey for them.
Absolutely, and that is exactly right. We want this to be part of their recovery. We want this to be an ongoing thing and to be able to show them that, hey, when you have those times, you know, get the paintbrush out, get the camera out, and really start focusing on those positives.
You know, and having this conversation and learning more about these artists, reminding you that you could be okay today, tomorrow you might not be. And this can happen to anyone at any time.
Absolutely.
And so to be able to wrap your mind around this, knowing that that darkness can be so dark at times, but remembering there is light, there will always be light, is so important. And it starts with being kind to everyone. Just be nice.
You know, and that's something that I live by, and I tell people all the time. I tell my own children, and if you can be anything, just be kind.
Yeah.
Like, we all have those bad days, and when we teach different suicide prevention courses, we talk about our iceberg theory, which is basically you don't necessarily know what's under the surface, you only see what's coming out, right? And so as humans, the best thing we can do is be kind to people, because we don't know what they're going through every day, and we don't know what struggles they're having. While they may have that smile on their face, we don't know what's going on inside. So if you can be anything, be kind. Yeah.
And how cool is that? Hey, Zach, what do you do for a living? Instead of saying, I'm an anchor reporter, I'm a kind person, right? Isn't that nice?
It's wonderful.
It is.
I like kind people.
I do. I like that as well. Well, we so much appreciate you stopping by. Really quick, for people wanting to get involved, where can they go?
So we have a email address. It's zerosuicide@theharriscenter.org. You can also always visit our website at theharriscenter.org as well. The art show is open to the public, so it'll be May 1st from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Harris Center. And we would love to have people come. You can be part of the silent auction and bid on art and actually take some home. You can just see some of the different things that we do there. So that's another way to be involved. Come support the artists that have really poured their heart and soul into this work.
I'm so looking forward to this this day. It's next Wednesday. It's coming up fast.
It is. It is coming up really fast.
Okay. Well, Tiffany, we appreciate your time this morning. We're going to make it really easy. We're going to put all of this information that we just talked about inside this article on our website, clicktohouston.com.